Hey guys, Mr. B XRP here, and today is February 20th, and I welcome everyone back. I have a bunch to go through today, so I'm going to ask that everybody buckle up and hang in there, and we'll get started. So let's start off with the market. Everyone knows by now that we had a bit of, well, I shouldn't say a bit, we had a market crash yesterday, a flash crash that instantaneously plummeted the market. So right now Bitcoin's at 96.22, Ethereum's at 258, and XRP is at 27 cents. Not looking so good. And the market cap is at 278 billion, and it was nearing 300 billion, I think, right before we started to tank yesterday. But moving on, Fiat Leak is at 27 cents. Also, I saw volumes yesterday between 5 and 6 million a minute. It was going nuts. And excuse me, I've been hearing from a lot of people that volumes are up 38 to 50% per day right now. So volumes are going through the roof, which is good. That means there's a lot more XRP out there being used. So we will keep our eye on that for sure. Now moving on, yesterday the big news was the Bank of America leaked press release, okay? And Sam I Am did a really great video on this. Cryptopolis had posted the video. So essentially there was a press release, I believe it was in Japanese, that talked about Bank of America coming on board with RippleNet. So here's the thing, right? Whether it's true or not, we still don't know. But we're hearing from people that it's definitely true. It was just released too soon, but we still don't know if it's true or not. But what we do know that's true is there's been evidence of Bank of America and Ripple working together for the last couple of years. So that part is not so shocking. Okay, everybody who's in the know knows that. Which brings me to a lot of the highly technical people in the community. You know, they see potential news like this and they downplay it and they say, oh, we knew about that, it's no big deal, it's not going to do anything, it's you're just repeating old information. Well, you know, for those people, what I would say, or they probably won't care. So what I'll say to the other people out there is it does matter, because here's the thing. We know that Ripple and Bank of America have been working together, but the moment that Bank of America announces it to the public, then your mailman is going to know, then your hairstylist is going to know, then your mechanic is going to know, and your lawn service guy, and your local financial advisor who still doesn't understand anything about Ripple or XRP. We need the world to know. So when those people downplay the things that we already know that are coming out into mainstream media, don't even pay attention to that stuff, because it's important. We need the mainstream media to make these announcements from these companies, and we need these companies to come out and make these formal announcements. So don't listen to anybody who downplays it. That's garbage, and they can downplay it all they want. So moving on, and we're going to stay a little bit on the same subject. So I had posted about the Bank of America potential leaked press release. I had posted, it will be interesting to see if Bank of America information is legit. But let's not forget, for the new folks, XRP is in a patent they own. Merrill, owned by Bank of America, which used to be Merrill Lynch, told an advisor family member of mine they could not hold crypto about 2 years ago, and this past Christmas he told me it was now okay. All right, so there's some problems with my statement. First of all, the family member of mine had to sell all of his digital assets a couple of years ago because they told him he couldn't hold them. And he did tell me at Christmas time now it was okay, so that's the good part. The bad part is I did say that XRP was in this patent. I then went back and looked in the patent, and I had to correct myself. XRP is not specifically mentioned in the patent. I'm going to post a pic here that I just found on Twitter, and I hope this is the accurate filing. So it's not in here, but Ripple DLT is in here. It seems to be a system that uses ODL because you've got the Ripple ILP. I'm not quite sure of any other way to use the Ripple ILP other than using XRP, but I could be wrong. But I wanted to confirm and let everyone know that I was wrong when I said this, but I certainly wasn't going to delete it, so I just corrected myself, okay? You know, one of the things you have to understand is, you know, we're all out here trying to report the best information we can. Nobody is perfect, even though some people may think they are. Nobody is perfect. So understand that everything that you hear from everyone is either the best information they have or it's opinion, and your job is to kind of sort through it all and decide what's important to you and what you're going to run with, okay? But I just wanted to share that with you, and I'm moving on to the next thing. Okay, so Michael at VAL5 Link posted this morning, and he said, BOA spokesperson, and this is a quote, "Technology has changed the expectations of customers when it comes to speed, visibility, and reliability. Introducing RippleNet allows us to address the evolving needs of our customers." All right, so this is an article that was written by, hopefully it'll load up fast enough, cryptonews.net, that's saying that a Bank of America employee made that statement. So look, where there's smoke, there's fire. I mean, obviously something's going to come out, or probably come out, so let's keep our ears open and we'll see if Bank of America does make an announcement. All right, and then Ian Northing had posted this. Okay, this is kind of interesting. So he said, all right, so the patent that we were just looking at, it expires today, the application. So it says, he said, and by the way, Ian Northing is at INBINS. He said, yep, it does. The patent abandonment date for BOA is none other than today. All right, so essentially the patent is going to be abandoned as of today on Bank of America's patent using Ripple. So here's my thoughts on that. They may not need, why would they need a patent to use ODL to begin with? And the other thing is, maybe their patent conflicted with some of the patents that Ripple has, or their patent would have negated the ability for Ripple's other clients to do similar things, and Ripple told them, hey, we can't have you guys file this patent. So who knows? We're left to speculate. I don't think it's of any consequence. I don't think it's a big deal. I don't even think it matters. Okay, so that's my thoughts on this patent abandonment. I don't think it's anything. I don't know for sure. Like everything I say in a commentary, sense, this is just my opinion. I mean, I don't have the facts on it. I'm just armed with common sense, and common sense tells me that if they're abandoning it, they don't need it, and certainly if it were bad for Ripple, Ripple wouldn't be partnering with them. So, let's use our common sense. Okay. XRP Crypto Wolf at XRP Crypto Wolf. The Bank of International Settlements, Benoit Conneur, said the stability of the global financial system needs central bank money to be the back end of the system for digital currencies. He said fiat will need to be tokenized to be part of the backbone. All right, so great. That's great to hear, and we all know we're moving in that direction, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. Okay, so this is Judy Shelton, who is one of the potential nominees for the Fed chair, and this is from Real XRP Boy at boy_XRP. Did I already say we are living in extremely interesting times? Ha ha ha, indeed. We wait. All right, so here's Judy Shelton. Let's listen to her.
In closing, let me note Jack Kemp's observation at that 1983 conference when he pointed out that any new system of formally maintained exchange rates among the world's currencies would need to choose a common reference point, an anchor. It could be a national currency like the US dollar. It could be a commodity like gold, or it could be a supranational invention like the IMF special drawing right, the SDR. Bob Mundell gave his own view. He said, choosing a dollar standard would be like imposing English as a world language. Choosing the SDR, he said, would be like trying to impose Esperanto on the world trading community. Mundell said that a gold standard would be closer to the mark, in his words, given the significant gold holdings of central banks. Quoting Mundell, if all countries agreed to convert their currencies into gold at an agreed price, gold could serve in lieu of the SDR, and the international gold standard would provide the world economy with a common currency, unquote. Let me just say that I believe U.S. leadership can and should play a strong role in helping to build a new, stable, international monetary system to serve an open global marketplace dedicated to free trade and genuine competition. And if the next Bretton Woods conference takes place at Mar-a-Lago, great. Let's hope it's not too far in the future. Thank you.
You know, one of the things I'd like to say about this is obviously we know there's all this talk about, you know, this new system and digital money and all this good stuff. And what I would say about this is, for everyone that thinks the United States is behind the 8 ball, you better believe that the United States is not behind the 8 ball. They're just playing it slow and quiet until the boom. And what that boom is, we don't know, but I am fully convinced that our government knows exactly what they're doing, and they're way ahead of the game than people think we are. Okay, so moving on. All right, so this was the digital asset investor talked about this yesterday in one of his videos, and this was his thumbnail. And I wanted to show you the thumbnail because yesterday we saw that the XRP price on the Ripple website had hit 45 cents, or actually 0.4560. And the reason why I want to show this is back in December, and December 11th of 2019, the price on the Ripple website was 4560. And I believe we've seen this before. This is not the only 2 times that this has happened. So the question is, why does this price keep bumping to 4560? Is this a glitch? And how could they have a glitch when these are the smartest people in the room who are building the financial plumbing of the future financial plumbing of the world? I don't believe it. I mean, something's going on. Whoever they're plugged into, it looks like the price is spiking to 45 cents. I don't know what it is. It's just speculation, but I find it very interesting that we keep seeing that number pop up. So obviously it's not a fantastic number that everybody would get excited about, but there's a reason for it, and I'd love to know the reason. Okay, moving on. Brad Garlinghouse posted yesterday, and he doesn't tweet a lot. Congrats, Kahina Van Dyke. We're glad you will only be a node on the network away over at Stan Chart. So, okay, Kahina Van Dyke is leaving Ripple to go to Standard Chartered Bank. And her previous, let's see here. Oh, and she's going to, and her job there is going to be Global Head of Digital Channels and Client Analytics. Okay, so you know what's interesting is, you know, all of these people that leave Ripple find themselves in very strategic positions with Ripple's strategic partners. And I don't think it is by accident, okay? I don't think she's going over Standard Chartered by accident. I think she's being placed there for a reason, to do a job, because she could better serve Ripple and the advancement of Ripple's tech and XRP over at Standard Chartered. That's my belief, that's my opinion. And we've seen it before, right? We've seen it with, let me go to, let's see here. I don't want to go to that yet. Okay. Oh, here you go. Kathryn Cooley, she used to be at Ripple, right? So she is now the CEO of Binance US. Well, when she was at Ripple, she was the head of the XRP institutional liquidity. So there's another person that left Ripple that is now in a position to help Ripple's advancement. And you know, there's a lot of speculation that Binance is going to be an XRapid provider, or I should say an ODL provider. But we'll see if that happens or not. I'm going to jump back to Brad before I go on to Kathryn Cooley. And one of the things I want to point out was when Brad said, we are glad you'll only be a node on the network away. So this is a reference to all of the talk on Twitter about nodes and validators, and honestly, I can't tell you the difference between a node and a validator. They could be the same thing, they could be very different. I'm not your technical guy. But with all that validator talk, I'm going to go with the one statement I heard from David Schwartz, which was, he said, I think we got it right. And I'm going to assume David got it right. So when I go to Ripple's page and I look at the validators, and there's just very few validators around the world, here's the way I think about it. And I think that Brad Kimes has shared this before, and he and I have talked about this personally, so we both agree on this, and if you heard it from him, that's why you're hearing it from me, is, look, there are over 300 customers at Ripple, but we only know a few dozen of them. I mean, we don't know all of them, right? The point is, many of those customers may be intending to run validators, but they can't fire up those validators until they go live, because they don't want people to know that they're going to be on the RippleNet system. They don't want to tip off their hand to their competitors or or investors, and there's so many reasons why that those validators might not be lit up. So I'm very confident that Ripple knows what they're doing. They haven't gotten this far. They haven't talked with 50 banks and governments, and they don't have 300 plus customers. They haven't gotten this far and not have it figured out, like David Schwartz said. So my guess is when the time comes and everybody comes off the bench and ODL gets lit up, this is going to light up like a Christmas tree. This is going to look like the Earth from the moon at night. You're going to see lights across the Earth. Okay, that's what I think is going to happen. I don't think it's going to be just these few validators, but those are just my thoughts on it. All right, now jumping back over to Kathryn Cooley, who nailed it yesterday on TV. I had said this, it's nice to see when people get on TV that actually know what they're talking about. Thank you, Crypto Cooley. So here's what she said, if you haven't heard it. Let me get it going.
Take place and see America with that charge. You do see more and more, let me just use the cliche word, mainstream money managers saying that you ought to have some Bitcoin in your portfolio or some hard asset that is not directly correlated to the markets in there. I'm looking at 4 of the leading crypto platforms, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Ripple, and the distribution of returns is extremely wide. Why is that?
We see the use case for each of those assets to be different and aligned to areas of the industry that we really have to focus on. We can't necessarily paint with a broad stroke why Bitcoin would be rallying and why XRP would be rallying in the same case. So you're going to see a divergence between certain coins, but also an overall all tides rise effort when we see an activity towards Bitcoin and the rest of the digital asset market.
Give me an example. You said that one of the reasons why there is a dispersion of returns is that they have different use cases. Compare one against the other in light of those different returns.
Sure. You've got a store of value component with Bitcoin where people are seeing this as almost a flight to safety or a flight to sovereignty for their sake. So when geopolitical situations become concerning, you're going to want to be able to hold your own assets and access those at any time, 24/7. That's going to be a different case and scenario for something like XRP, which is really going to be useful for cross-border transactions, instantaneous settlements, and moving funds across borders.
XRP is Ripple, right?
Yes, XRP is actually the digital asset. Ripple is a company.
Oh, okay, great.
So, Kathryn, what do you think the next couple of catalysts might be for people who have said, look, I've gotten in on Bitcoin before only to get burned?
Right. So financial inclusion is a huge asset for digital assets to bring forward. The idea of equalizing the access that you can get through platforms like Binance US and others, allowing people to trade and access these markets 24/7 from their phones really makes that easy education convert into an actual trading situation. So we're seeing that education steps take place.
All right, so I want to thank Eric XRP Vale Nair for posting this on Twitter. That's why I wanted to use his particular video of it, because it was the first place that I saw it. I appreciate it, and he's at Naylor_Vale on Twitter. So I love that she clarified what XRP is, what Ripple is. She's letting them know they're not the same thing. And she was one of our own, and now she's over at Binance US doing a fantastic job. You know, other people that left Ripple, right? So Dilip Rao, who is he? Where's he at? Let's see. Let me see if I can find him. Dilip Rao left Ripple to tell us that he was going to retire, and he didn't tell the truth. He built a company. And, you know, everyone that's left Ripple has gone on to do something that looks like it's going to support Ripple. So he built a company called Woomer Labs, which is, let's see here, designing what tokens. Okay, so I think he is actually going to be a consultant for payments companies, is what it is. So that's what he's going to be doing, which is a perfect thing for him to be out there doing. It's another thing that complements, you know, having worked for Ripple. The only person that I can think of in the last couple of years that's left Ripple that we have no idea where he went was Evan Schwartz. Evan Schwartz left Ripple and they never said where he was going, so we don't know where he's going to pop up, but something tells me we'll find out in the future. All right, what do we have here? All right, so this is this is an old commercial that I wanted to play for you guys that was that used to play when I was a kid, and it reminded me of waiting for XRP to do its thing. And I don't know if anybody, I'm sure some of you have seen it. If you've never seen it, this is what it's like waiting for XRP.
Their ketchup's coming out a lot slower than ours does. That's not good manners.
Well, you notice our Heinz. Here, taste it. Anticipation. Anticipation is making me wait.
Best ketchup I've ever tasted.
That's pouring it on a little thick.
Yeah.
Think rich Heinz ketchup. The taste.
I just love that commercial when I was a kid, so it reminded me of waiting for XRP to do its thing. I'm pretty sure it's going to be worth the wait, guys. So anyway, that's everything I had. I would ask if you haven't subscribed to my channel, if you would be so kind as to subscribe. I'd really, really appreciate it. We're nearing 10,000 subscribers, and I would love to hit that by the end of the month. That would be fantastic. So let me give you the rundown here. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not an accountant. I'm not an investment banker, and I'm not a crypto expert. These are my opinions only. Don't make any financial decisions based on anything I say. This video is intended for educational and entertainment purposes only. Please like and subscribe and hit the notifications button and share with anybody who you think might do the same. I hope everybody has a fantastic day. See you later.